Hello, everybody. My name is John McClinton. I'm a minister in the city of Pomona, California. I'm coming to you this afternoon to bring an urgent situation to your attention. I don't actually want to be saying this to you, but necessity drives me. There's a lot of distractions in the news today. Yeah, politics and opposing politics and investigations and Russians and Syrians. There's a lot of things to disagree about. People have different camps. There's different sides. Well, actually, the rate that we're dividing along these lines, political and ethnic and cultural, are actually very alarming. We really want to reduce the division among the citizens of the United States. And there's actually a problem closer to home, which will cause this to happen. We need more unity. We need to identify as Americans rather than Republicans or independents or Democrats or black or white or brown or yellow. You know, we need to restore our American identity. Now, the situation which brings us to a head, which leads me to address you today, is the deteriorating relations between the police and the communities wherein they work and serve, and the populations of those communities. There's a lot of reports of what people complain of excessive force or misunderstandings between the police and your everyday Joe out there. You know, happens to be pulled over. There's an altercation. There's a disagreement. There's an argument, and a lot of times a complaint will arise, and in too many instances, a lawsuit, and it's costing the cities millions. Um, there are millions in lawsuits where it's difficult to get to the bottom of it, but oftentimes there'll be a video that comes out that clarifies things, or a partial video that causes some kind of an argument, a dispute, and things are seldom settled satisfactorily. But in too many instances, the cities have to pay out millions, where it could have been avoided. Here's the way to solve it: is the body cameras. I'm talking to you about the police body cameras and dash cameras that are issued to, at this time of my speaking to you, it's somewhere around 90% of all police departments have these body cameras, and they're available to them if they haven't been distributed already. Actually, upwards of 95%, it's something like 96, 97% of all police departments in the United States have agreed to use the cameras, and they're being distributed. They're paid for. The federal government is supplying them. They're readily available. Okay, now while they're so available, we find that it's only less than 5%, something like 4%, 3.7%, 4% of police departments in the United States actually use the body cameras aggressively. That's at every instance where they engage the population, where they approach a citizen for questioning or for arrest or detainment. Only less than 5%, it's something like 4%. What we find is it is statistically proven that when the cameras are used on a full-time basis, like 8 hours of footage, at every engagement, we find that reports of violence, complaints, death, it's reduced. It's reduced. The number is the improved rate of altercation is 36%. That's 36% less. That's 3 out of every 10, 3.5. There's more than 3, better than 3 out of every 10 citizens currently being beaten or dying today, whether it's a cop or whether it's the citizen or the cop. 36% less violence, less complaints. So what we see is that when the cameras are engaged, the rate of violence reduces, relations are improved, there's less complaints, there's less lawsuits. Now, some people have argued with me and said this is because the cops are engaging less because they're being micromanaged, they're under the gun. Well, if you think about it, you'll see that this is not true. It's impossible. The police are submitting hours and hours of footage. You can't submit footage of peaceful parks or donut shops, coffee shops, a parking lot. You can't submit that and it flies. No, they're filming themselves, engaging the population, and relations are improved. We all know, or you should know. If you don't know, I'm going to tell you. when people are under a camera, when they're being recorded or verbally recorded or visually recorded, they become more professional. They become less prone to acts of violence. That citizen who's being questioned, he may be less likely to draw on the officer and do him harm. He may have less thoughts of violence if he knows that he will not escape. He's being filmed from start to finish. He's going to become more compliant. That's the way it is. Police officers will become less likely to use force excessively. They'll be more prone to de-escalate the situation and avoid violence. Now, this is by and large. It's not perfect. You're going to get the oddball who defies these norms. But if we have the camera footage, those oddballs will become, obviously, they'll become obvious. It'll be identified. That citizen who's a problem citizen will become obvious. You'll see it on camera. Now, the way to solve the problem and to save lives, I'm talking about saving American lives here, is to turn on the lights, turn on the cameras everywhere. Let's increase the evidence by 1,000 times, 1,000-fold. Let's flood the courts with evidence so they have more than enough to make proper decisions. What we're getting now is less than, I'm estimating, 1,000th of all the incidents are being caught on film. And people are saying, oh, you're cherry picking. Oh, this is unusual. Oh, this is a unusual incident. Well, if we have more footage, we'll be able to see what's unusual and what's not. We'll be able to see the patterns better. And the immediate result is that violence is reduced by 36%. 3 out of every 10 lives currently being lost can be saved immediately by turning on the cameras everywhere. If we know that it saves lives, why do we not do it? Okay, here's what I want to tell you. As we speak, as I'm recording this, laws are being enacted by certain police departments, and I fear that it's going to become a trend that allow the police departments to refuse to release video to the public or release it to anyone, to the court, to anyone. It just gives them the right to withhold it. I'm not saying the police are bad. I'm not anti-police. They're our friends and our protectors. We need them. They're vital to the safe conduct of society. They're vital. They're heroes. Some of the best Americans to be found anywhere on the planet are serving in the police forces. And I am doing this actually to assist them and to assist the population, the public. But here's the fact is they don't always make the best decisions. They can't always see the right course. So I'm here to help. We need to help them. Sometimes they need our help. If we do nothing, the situation will get worse. As I just told you, it's getting worse. They're going to withhold the footage, and this may catch on. It's happening in a couple of police departments that I don't want to name. But this cannot be allowed to just happen. If we do nothing, the thing that we dread, the division, violence in the streets, massive hatred between different camps of citizens, it will become a fact. If this happens, it's because we allowed it to happen by doing nothing, as we're by and large doing now. I'm asking you to engage. The police are looking for solutions from the community. I'm a community leader. I'm a minister, an evangelist in the city of Pomona. There are more than 20 ministers behind me. All of us have decided to reach out, to get out, to come out of the pews, and to pull our broken and bleeding brother out of the ditch. This is the parable of the Good Samaritan. You don't have to be Christian to understand the logic of this and the benefit to society if we help our neighbors. It's a good neighbor policy. What I need is for you, when you look at this, if you're a patriot, if you have a conscience, if you know anyone that it's ever happened to, if you care, are concerned about police being killed, because what happens is if nothing happens, the population becomes violent and they start to strike out at police. We have to stop this trend. All we have to do is show positive action, progress toward a solution. It won't solve everything, but it will provide the evidence that we need to begin to make things better. It will immediately save 3 out of every 10 lives. And we can do other things to reduce the violence, to reduce the division, to bring unity to the citizens of the United States. This is our country. We need each other. We all live together next to each other, and we have to restore peace and unity. We can do this. I'm asking you, if you're watching this video and you're American and you have a conscience and you're a patriot, don't wait for somebody else to act. This is your job. This is our job. Stand up, stand with me, and you're going to see a link. You're going to see a couple of links attached to this video. One is a petition. The petition will allow this it'll cause this to happen, to attach, the cameras to be turned on. Sign the petition. It will save American lives. It will save the lives of citizens. It doesn't matter whether you're black, whether you're brown, whether you're white, whether you're yellow. It doesn't matter. All of us are suffering. All of us are suffering. I've looked at the statistics. Every community is hit, and we can reduce the numbers across the board. We can reduce the violence to everyone and to police themselves. This will help police by reducing the tension in the communities. This will help them. They need us. We need you. I need you. America needs you. We need to save American lives. Later is too late. For some American, people are dying. Later is too late. And somebody, if we don't act, the later it takes to act, somebody's going to drop or get dropped or get tased into a coma, or somebody's going to take to a rooftop and start trying to kill police. The longer we wait to solve this problem, the worse it's going to get. The worse it's going to get. I'm asking you to stand today. Sign the petition. I want you to go further. Join Americans United for Equality. This is an organization founded by myself and some friends, and it's in over 20 states already. There's hundreds and hundreds of us, but it's not enough. We need to be thousands. I need you to stand with me. We need to make things better. We need to increase the unity between Americans. I need your help. If you have a conscience, please respond. Thank you. Good afternoon.